Hey guys, welcome back to part 3 of setting up a light pole, a parking lot light pole in my backyard. If you haven't seen the last 2 parts, my first part was doing this whole concrete base and putting in the first bit of conduit. Second part was running conduit to there and running wire and putting in this new box and new smart switch and all of the lighting control setup. And this final part is going to be putting the LED fixture on this pole and getting it on its base. So I got the pole set up here. I've leveled out all these bolts, got those set up. Our top bolts and stuff are right there. And I've leveled the pole this way, so if we put our light on facing that way, that'll be perfect. I've got my junction box cover facing this side, which is how I want it to be, to face the same way as those ones. So our pole is just sitting up here and I'm ready to put my LED fixture on the end of it. So first things first, I'm going to run my wire up the pole, and I'm going to run it in the bottom, and I'll just coil it up so we'll be able to pull it back out at the junction box cover. So I've got 12 gauge solid black, 12 gauge solid white, and 14 gauge solid ground, which is completely okay for your bonding conductor to be a size smaller. So I'm gonna take all 3 and run them up my pole. May have got to the end, I'm not sure. Alright, I got all my conductors to the other end of the pole. I coiled up this end of them, and now we're going to attach it to the light fixture down on this end. So first things first, we got to get the wire off the fixture through this hole and down out of this end of the hole. So looks like we need a little tiny Phillips to open up this bit. And maybe I should pre-turn this to 90 degrees, I'm not sure if we need to or not. Yeah, I guess I should just go ahead and do it now. Big old Allen key. So this is sitting like this on the pole. I want to turn it to 90 degrees. Yeah, right there. That's actually slanted up a slight bit. Oh yeah, there we go. That's good and tight. So now I will run my wires through here. And then, how well you guys can see this. I'm not really, this is kind of hard to show here. So it looks like we gotta undo these 2 Phillips screws. So now I'll try and continue pulling this through a little bit. And you should be able to slide this on. Yup. There you have it. That slid on. This light actually goes together pretty nicely. It's not too difficult, this one. There we go. We can put our cover back on here. Alrighty, now I'm going to stick on the photocell right here, but because I'm not going to be using the photocell to control it, I'm going to put some tape over that photocell. Tape. So the photocell always sees it as dark. I'm going to take a knife and cut it out nicely. Okay, hopefully that photocell is covered up enough. There we go, that's locked in. Alright, so now we've got all these bolts right there, so I'm going to take those out. Oh, so close. This guy probably. Yeah. So I'm going to loosen these up. These are what holds it to the pole. Okay, there we go. I'm now going to wire it up to the actual pole. These are real hard to strip in the cold. All right, there we go. Now these right here. Start with our ground as usual. No pre-twisting as it's stranded conductors off of the fixture. Alright, so I'm going to take these like this. All this stuff down the pole here. There we go. It's just the top part's a little bit skinny. Alright, there we go. I think I finally got this thing on all the way. So I think that's up on there properly. It's got it pretty square with the base. So hopefully that'll all line up right. If not, I can always adjust it off a ladder. It's just a pain to take the whole thing off a ladder. So yeah. So I've shoved all that in here, and these lights, or these wires coming from the bottom of the pole, I'm also gonna shove in here because the idea is I'll just be able to tilt the pole up onto the base. All right, well, the pool's up. It took more than one person, and it was pretty scary actually, but it's up and it's pretty level now, bolted down to its base. It's up and it's sturdy, and it's a lot taller now than it seemed earlier. But yeah, it's up there, so now we've got to open it up and wire up. See what size of nut driver it takes. First try, how about that? Almost there.
Oh, I made this kind of difficult for myself.
So these are coming from the top of the pole going up to the light fixture. And these are coming from the ground, which they're longer than we need. So we'll bond it with our ground from the bottom, so our top wires will leave, that's probably good length right there. And this is coming from our conduit in the ground, so our hot and neutral can get cut back to splice up. And our pull bond, we'll just wrap it around our bonding screw right there. Not sure if you guys can see in there or not, but we'll go right here. Oh, that cuts so much better. Should be able to get that off now. There you have it. Now I'll try and get you yeah, actually no, you can see that. You can see that bonding screw there. So this is when you try not drop things down the pole, because some poles you can't get them out the bottom. This one I would be able to, but. So we'll take one washer, leave it right there. We'll wrap this like this around the bonding screw, and that bonds bonds the whole pole. So if any hot wire gets shorted to the pole, it won't energize the pole. Torque down that bonding screw. And then we can take the rest of our ground here. I'll cut them back to more about right there. Looks pretty good. Hate cold insulation. So now I've never set up a pole like that before. I've worked on poles lots, usually at the top, but sometimes at the bottom when they get ran over. But stupid thing. There's our ground. Now we'll tie in our neutrals together. Now these are both 12 gauge. As I think I said that earlier, around a 14 gauge ground and 12 gauge for hot and neutral, which is completely normal to do. Usually for parking lot lights, it's minimum 10 gauge, but that's just for your voltage drop because you're usually going a long ways, or there's lots of light, so it's a 20 or 30 amp circuit. And then last is our hots. So weird, these are the black wires stripping. So much easier. No problem. Now you don't really have to, but I've just been taught to, and I've always done it, is I've always just taped up connections on poles. Ow! Don't punch the pole. And then it's also common practice to have all your splices face upwards in the pole. So if water gets in there, it's not gonna come down in your connection. And push them to the back where your plate's not gonna grab onto it and short out the pole. And then you can take your plate, slip it back in there. You do have to tap it too, it makes it work better. All right, I'm gonna turn on the breaker. I think our switch by default will probably be off, but I'll turn on the breaker. There you have it. Breaker's on, no explosions yet. That's when we turn the switch on that we get our explosions. Wait for that photocell to come on. There we go. Lights on. So the photocell does have a delay. That's pretty normal for them to be like that. But it seems to be working. I'm not sure how much it's lighting up the ground. Oh, actually it's quite a bit. Wait for it to come on. Look at the house. Yeah, wow. You don't know it when it's off, but see, I'll turn it off. 3, 2, 1. Back on. You don't realize it, but it is actually lighting it up. Yeah, so it's working. Now recording on my old phone, so if the quality is a little worse, that's why. Because I'm going to set up my switch now. So the app is the My Leviton. That's what runs all of my... So right now we've got garage outside lights. I can toggle that on. That did our lights out here. And I can turn on tower light behind me. That did that guy. And I've also got a toggle for all lighting control. But now I've got to add a device. So add device, switch. I think we have to hold it on or something. It's a second generation, I believe. Make sure your green light is flashing. Yes, it is. Yes, let's go. Let's go! Come on, connect to her. Network. Now this I'm not going to show. I'll connect it to the garage. Say in the garage and the house have the same connectivity, but it doesn't really. Next, connecting device. Oh, this is exciting, guys. That pole's freaking bright. Holy cow. Well, my old phone just died on me. It just quit for some reason. So I'm now doing screen recording. So I'm not sure what type of picture would fit it best because it's a pole. They don't really have anything showing pole. Well, it'll just be a switch then. We'll call this pole light. We'll save it as that. We will set it to all lighting control, so we'll be able to switch it on and off with all lighting control. Add to room. Finish. There we go. So now I have tower light control, which I can turn that on. That's the tower. Garage. Just turns garage on. Light pole. Wait for that photocell to come on. And she's on. Or now that that's all off, I can go to all lighting control. toggle it on. And that does it all. And then all lighting control back off. Well, as far as everything in this switch box here, it's all can be done digitally. So this can be locked on up so no one will mess with my light. I use these same little Masterblock padlocks on all my covers. I've got one on there. I've got one back there. And on the tower, there's one up there, but you can't see it. Oh, it's a nice looking pole. So for the time being, I'm gonna set this to the same schedule as the light on the tower. Now, I'm not sure if that's gonna be how I'll want it to stay, but that's what I'm gonna do it. That's how I'm gonna do it for now. I'm just trying to figure out how I'm supposed to change this here. Schedule. So I guess, yeah, this is how I do it. I'll hit pole light. Next, I'll have it start time. I will set the start time to sunset. It'll come on at sunset, and that'll be every day of the week. It'll come on at sunset. And then, sorry, I'm screwing this up here. So, and it'll come on at sunset, and then go off, come on at sunset, and go off at 11 p.m. Set. Pole. Start time seemed to get changed somehow. Start time. Okay, sunset. Sunset to 11 p.m. There we go. So then I also want it to come back on at the morning, so I'll give it another schedule. So I'll set pole light, and then it'll come on at 6 a.m. So we'll set time. We'll do 6. Why does my phone keep doing that? It's really frustrating, actually. 6 a.m. set. Oh, shoot, I just set the wrong one. Set start time. 6 a.m. and it'll go off at sunrise. Pole. Pole light. Morning. No. Pole light morning, and I guess I should name this schedule actually. I should name it pole light night schedule. There we go. So it's going to come on at sunset and go off at 11, same as the tower, and then it'll be on at, come back on at 6 a.m. to sunrise. So I think that's all good. I just noticed while editing this that I didn't set it to do the second schedule any days of the week, so I went back and corrected that. Here's without the pole. As you can see, this area is okay from this light on the tower does certainly help. Now with the pole back on, this is how it looks. Now this is with just the pole, and even with just the pole, it's not bad. This one certainly does help a lot. And the one on the front of the shed does add some more light, but it's not bad with even just the pole alone. And then again with everything back on. So I think that's gonna do it for this video and this series of 3 videos. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you have any comments or questions, make sure to leave those down in the comment section down below. Thanks for watching.